Cleveland, Ohio, where it snows in April, maybe May, and the potholes have their own zip code, and the Browns, well, they've been rebuilding since 1999. But people are still moving to Cleveland. Weird, right? Well, in today's video, I asked ChatGPT to roast Cleveland, Ohio, and then on the flip side, at the end, I'm going to talk about why people still love Cleveland and why you may fall in love yourself. But I want you to go ahead, give me your location, where you, no, not that actual location, but what city you live in, and then roast Cleveland in your own way as well. I'd love to hear it. It's always fun and entertaining for myself, but let me know what you were surprised by, if anything. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this video. Share with anyone that you might think. Let's go ahead and jump into the roast of Cleveland, Ohio, and some of its suburbs. Here we go. If you're new to the channel and you want to know all there is about living in Cleveland, Ohio, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you can be updated when we upload a new video and stay current on all things Cleveland. My name is Kip Sweeney with Live in Cleveland, Ohio, powered by Mancusa Homes, eXp Realty. We get calls from people just like yourself looking to move in 9 days, 9 months, whatever that might be. We're here to help make a smooth transition to your desired location here in Cleveland. But my contact information is in the description box below. Send me a text, give me a call. Let's schedule a time to meet via Zoom or face-to-face if you're local and grab a drink of your choice. I'd love to talk to you and discuss your goals. However, let's jump into the video and roast Cleveland, Ohio. All right, here we go. All right, number 1, Cleveland, the city that forgot to turn the winter off. So Cleveland weather is like your ex, completely unpredictable, a little cold, and somehow always ruins your weekend. That is probably pretty true. But you never know what you're going to expect. You never know what's going to come with Cleveland weather. Honestly, if you look at Apple Weather or just weather in general, the app, it's going to tell you one thing and you're going to need to check that the day of because it's going to be completely different. Not only that, but we do experience all 4 seasons in one day, as I've mentioned. So don't be surprised when it comes around. Now let's see what else do we have. You'll leave the house in a hoodie, come back home needing snow boots. By dinner, it's 70 degrees again. It's not climate, it's roulette. Yeah, I would agree with it. But bonus, we do have a 5th season here. It's called Lake Effect. And it laughs at your plans. I mean, lake effect is normal, right? Especially with the snow, we experience it here. Don't be surprised when we're getting a ton of snow through the winter. We definitely do receive it, and a lot of the time it's because of that lake effect. So very common here. But very common, you're buying salt for your driveway in April and you're wondering why. Or, for example, right now, it's June and people are still walking around in pants and a long sleeve at times because it's not the weather we expected at this point. So you never know what's going to come from Cleveland. You're always going to be on your toes, and it's always going to be interesting. Next up, traffic, potholes, and the Cleveland obstacle course. So we have traffic jams, not really, but let's see what the ChatGPT has to say. So we don't have 4 seasons, we have 2, winter and construction. Sure. The orange barrels are basically Cleveland's national flower. We don't even notice them anymore. They're part of the skyline. We do have a lot of orange barrels. There is a lot of construction when the weather does turn. Don't be surprised, a lot of potholes getting fixed and filled, I should say. Next up, sports. Sports pain is our love language. And if you know anything about Cleveland sports, you know this is accurate. Let's see, so we got Cleveland sports fans are a different breed. We don't just love our teams, we emotionally invest. Then get betrayed like it's a Shakespearean tragedy. Accurate. Browns, not doing well, haven't done well. We show up, they don't provide any type of satisfaction, right? We just traded away Nick Chubb. No, we didn't trade away, we let Nick Chubb go, and that is not fun to watch, right? But hopefully he balls out this year for Houston. Let's see. Browns fans tailgate in sub-zero temps for a team that might go 6-11 and still be proud. Yeah, we had a parade for the team when they went 0-16. We definitely tailgate. Browns fans are crazy. They're out in Muni Lot, the area where they tailgate at 6 a.m. in line, getting ready. They're loyal, that's for sure. The Guardians. Amazing talent, but every October feels like a cliffhanger episode that ends in tears. Yeah, Nolans aren't cheap, that's our owner. But every year, I mean, they somehow perform pretty well, they do well. It's just, come October, we don't have the power to get through. It's just, we stick with them all year, it's a long season, and that. Cavs fans, we had LeBron twice. He gave us a ring, then he ghosted us twice. It's like the best Tinder date ever, followed by immediate therapy, yes. And now, rumors are, not rumors, but talks are, people are trying to see LeBron back in Cleveland after what we just did, so make that 3 times possibly. Is third time the charm? I don't know. Let's find out. The people. Clevelanders are real. They'll help you dig your car out of snow, then debate you on pierogi rankings for an hour. Yeah, but definitely they'll help. It's community, it's pride, and no one here takes themselves too seriously unless it's about football, 100%. Don't get in about someone with football. You'll be, especially if you go somewhere, you're gonna be talking for a long time. So from the block parties of Bay to the school pride of Solon to the weekend brewery crawls in Lakewood, these suburbs show up 100%. Every time I talk to you guys about cities and different suburbs, you always hear the community aspect of it because all these places do something unique with their community. They're always having these events. All right, nature and metro parks. You can hike, bike, fish, kayak, and then go get a hot dog downtown all before 5 p.m. Yes. Metro parks are like Cleveland's love language. The Emerald Necklace, gorgeous. It's like the outdoors are apologizing for winter. I would agree. Once again, let's see. We got the Metro Parks, Cuyahoga Valley, Lake Erie. You can go from the city skyline to waterfall hike in 30 minutes. Edgewater Beach sunsets, Rocky River reservation hikes, Bay Village bonfires. Yes, this is all still Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot to do. If you're an outdoorsy person, you're gonna love it. You won't get bored. And if you do, you're not trying hard enough, even though you don't really have to try. So you're not really an outdoors person, honestly. If you get bored, I guess that's how I can put it. Next, top tier healthcare. We've got Cleveland Clinic, one of the best hospitals on the planet. People literally fly here to get healed. Yep. And you just have to drive past a few potholes. Worth it. I would agree. It is much better. You either got to drive past a few potholes or just sit and hope someone doesn't. Hopefully you're not in much pain. You don't move here for a tan, you move here to live longer. Yeah, top tier healthcare. But on top of course, Cleveland Clinic, we also have university hospitals and we have Metro Health as well. So we have a lot of healthcare and there's more business, healthcare business and industry. The healthcare industry is continuing to shift here because of what we have, because of what's here. All right, culture, music, and museums. We got a lot here. So we've got Playhouse Square, which is second only to Broadway, and you'll see what I mean by that, well, what ChatGPT means by that. Cleveland Museum of Art, free, and the Rock Hall, where you can argue over who deserves to be in it. That's fair. So the Playhouse Square actually, believe it or not, this is something I don't care if you believe it or not, but you can Google it so that you can believe it, but it's the second largest theater district in the United States after New York City's Broadway. It's also the largest performing arts center in the country outside of New York, and Playhouse Square is a historic complex of about 12 theaters that host a variety of performances, including Broadway shows, concerts, comedy, and dance. So yeah, and there's actually quite a bit there, which is really, really cool. Not many people would have expected that. And it's also getting grants to continue to expand, which is awesome. Food festivals, free summer concerts, and a surprising legit comedy scene. It's like the city's trying to overachieve. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one of the best orchestras in the world, and you can park for under $20. That's culture and convenience. 100% agree. So we do have a lot here, and if you are into orchestra, I would highly recommend checking it out. You will not be disappointed with what we have to offer here. The food, last up, I can't forget the food. It's critical, very important. You want to talk about underrated? Cleveland's food scene is like LeBron in high school. Nobody took it seriously until we started dunking on Michelin cities. I mean, sure, I don't know if we've been dunking on Michelin cities, but nonetheless, the food is pretty good and people don't appreciate or take it seriously enough until they try it and get out and do that. We've got James Beard nominated chefs tucked into neighborhoods with potholes. We've got taco trucks that will change your worldview. We've got pierogies that deserve their own reality show. Yeah, I would agree with all that. I mean, it's a fact, right? And fun fact, once again, the first documented sale of the pierogi was here in Cleveland, Ohio. Anything else you might not have known. But yeah, so we have a very diverse set of food. So you can get Lebanese, Korean barbecue, Southern comfort food, and vegan sushi all within the same zip code. You know how rare that is in the Midwest? I don't, but I'm assuming it is. So yeah, we have that. West Side Market, that place is basically food Disneyland. You walk in for apples, walk out with cured meats, 5 kinds of cheese, and existential gratitude. I would agree. And it's only growing. I don't know if Disneyland is the best comparison, obviously, but West Side Market is huge. And they've got grants to expand and to continue to bring more food. So if you're into that type of stuff, that's a perfect spot to test out and try, or just a great thing to go and do in the morning. And if you're a brunch snob, good news, we have 47 places that serve elevated pancakes. I have no idea what that means, but they sound delicious and they're served on cutting boards. So take that with what you will. But I'm a huge breakfast person, so I would probably try that and I'd be incredibly excited to see that, whatever it may be. But I do have a huge recommendation, Blue Door. give that a try if you're in the Cuyahoga Falls area. That one's a little further, but we have amazing brunch nonetheless. So bottom line, Cleveland's food is diverse, affordable, and outrageously good. It's the kind of place where you can eat like a foodie without needing a tech salary or a second mortgage. Yeah, the weather might punch you in the face, but the pierogi will kiss it better. So we're gonna do the popular suburbs. So starting with Lakewood, hipster Disneyland. So Lakewood is where tattoos, toddlers, and terriers coexist peacefully. There's a brewery every 14 feet. If you don't own a tote bag or vintage band tee, you might be breaking local laws. Yeah, I can see this also. Housing, cute bungalows with just enough charm to make you ignore the tiny closet space and a driveway made for one roller skate. I mean, that's a little excessive, right? The driveways definitely fit cars, so it's just a normal driveway. They're not long or anything, but it's a normal driveway. I wouldn't agree with that one necessarily, but the homes can be a little small, but you can find everything depending on what you're looking for. It's trendy, it's walkable, and you can tell if someone is walking to a farmer's market or a silent disco, usually both. Next up, Westlake. Crocker Park is life. Westlake is Cleveland's answer to, what if we built a city around a large restaurant? People don't just go to Crocker Park, they live it. It's a shopping center, a lifestyle, and probably a personality test. I mean, yeah, sure. Crocker Park is awesome though. It has great stores. A lot of people go there. They do an awesome job of decorating through the year. Suburbia meets Nordstrom's, perfect for families who want to spend 40% of their life looking for parking. Now, I would not agree with that. Parking is very easy in Crocker, in my opinion. Alrighty, next up, Bay Village, peace, parks, and passive-aggressive lawn mowing. All right. Bay is so quiet you can hear a leaf hit the sidewalk. It's serene, peaceful, and full of residents who treat leaf blowers like high-stakes competition. Want lake views without the party scene? This is your place. Just keep it down after 8 p.m. or Carol will absolutely call the HOA. No offense to any Carols. I guess it's better I didn't say Karen. I don't really know. But no offense to anyone that's named Carol if you're watching. People take care of their lawns. What more can you want? Keep up those home values and make sure that your neighbor is doing their part as well. Rocky River, where the boats are nicer than the cars. Rocky River is where people casually own yachts, but pretend they're low-key. It's beautiful, well-kept, and sleepy. Think tennis, wine nights, and dog breeds that cost more than your first car. It's bougie, but polite bougie. You won't get judged for wearing joggers, as long as they're Lululemon. All right, I think this is a little aggressive, and I think this is where this is coming from is just the fact that Rocky River is home of CYC, which is Cleveland Yacht Club, right? So people take their boats there, people go out there and they have their boats stay in there, they have memberships, or they belong to the yacht club, and they can go and hang out, get food, get restaurants, go to the pool that's there. They can go just have lunch at their little mini park and so on. So Rocky River's on the up and up, and it's a hot demand, but there's tons of families, tons of kids, and it's just an amazing place to be because of the dining and the restaurants and the lifestyle that's there, but also with the ability to go to the yacht club or to the parks or other things like that. So it's like kind of one-stop shop. Next up, Hudson, America's most picturesque Hallmark set. Okay. If Hudson had a theme song, it would be acoustic guitar, apple pie, and an antique doorbell. Yeah, okay, I would agree with that. It's got charm, class, and zero nightlife. Like, the wildest thing happening is probably a quilt show. I don't know if I'd agree with that. Perfect for families who own kayaks, love Sunday markets, and think crime is when someone puts ketchup on a hot dog. Well, I'm a little offended by that one. Hot dog and ketchups, I think, are the go-to, and a little bit of mustard, but you tell me. However, I mean, I think Hudson, it has a little bit wrong. So the beginning is right. You know, Hudson they do preserve their history. That's a known fact. I've spoken about that in my Hudson video, so check that out. But they do preserve that history, and they want to make sure that it stays that way through HOAs and through regulations and things of that nature. But it's definitely got its charm. I wouldn't say zero nightlife, because the downtown space always has bands or some sort of active, or event, I should say. It always has some sort of event. They have bands, they have different shows, they have different festivals, they have different activities for the community, and people love to come in there. So I wouldn't say the nightlife isn't clubs. So if that's what you want, none of these places have nightlife then, you know, because the clubs are all downtown Cleveland. So I'm gonna call that part false in ChatGPT, but the other things, yeah, I can hear it, I can see it. Let's see, Shaker Heights. All right, old money, older trees. Shaker Heights looks like the setting of a Netflix drama about professors and passive-aggressive dinner parties. The homes are stunning. The taxes are character building. Yes, taxes are high in Shaker Heights, but it's elegant, historic, and every third person has a PhD in something. Again, I would agree with that. Yeah, that's actually Chagrin Falls. The town Pinterest wishes it was. You got an actual waterfall in the center of town, as if the village was designed by a cottagecore influencer. You know what a cottagecore influencer is? Let me know. So I'm gonna just skip that one. It's idyllic, charming, and so photogenic it might sue you for bad lighting. The downside, parking. You'll circle for hours while watching someone sip lavender lattes next to a bronze duck statue. All right, I'll give it that. The parking is a little difficult in Chagrin Falls, but it's not that difficult, to be honest. And they're doing a better job of making parking, and it is very photogenic. It's a beautiful place, as you saw in some of my videos as well. Highly recommend Chagrin Falls. One of my favorite places. I love it. You can find everything there, and it's just such a quaint, beautiful town. All right, Pepper Pike, where the trees are expensive and so are you. Pepper Pike isn't a suburb, it's a luxury treehouse for the emotionally mature. It's all giant homes hidden behind shrubbery and driveways, long enough to host a 5K. No. You don't move to Pepper Pike for action, you move here to sip wine from a decanter and quietly judge people who live in Solon. Wow, okay. We're specifying that. We're really coming after Solon here, okay. So I think where it gets that, the behind the shrubbery, so fun fact, Pepper Pike actually has a rule where everyone has to have, the plot of each land is going to be an acre or more. So that's probably where that's coming from. But it is great, so you do have your piece, but I mean, don't think you're getting an acre that you have all of this privacy, because you know the acreage can go just far back, right? And you still have your neighbors, but it's not bad. I mean, you do have privacy. You have your land though, if you want to do anything in the backyard. So it's a great place. You do have space, and there's tons of opportunities when it comes to what you want to do with your property, just because of all the space that it has. But they're all in different ways, ready? Right? Some are a little bit more narrow, some are a little bit more wide, but whatever it is that you want, you'll be able to find that. It is going to be a little bit more expensive, especially Hunting Valley, which neighbors Pepper Pike, Hunting Valley is even more. They at one point didn't have taxes because they didn't. All right, Solon. All right, this is a good fit. Solon, all about the schools and the traffic. Solon has top-ranked schools, amazing parks, and traffic so bad you'll rethink every life decision. It's got a huge immigrant community, diverse restaurants, and just enough shopping plazas to make you think you're in New Jersey. Solon's the kind of place where your neighbor's 10-year-old is in calculus and your lawn better be mowed with geometric precision. Okay, yeah, Solon's nice. Solon is very busy though. Solon doesn't have a lot of traffic, but it does have nice parks, it does have great schools, and it does have a lot of shopping. Now it's gonna be a lot more chain versus local businesses, but you can find some local businesses in Solon. But it's a great place. I don't know why Pepper Pike people are attacking them, but I guess ChatGPT thinks they do. Stow. The suburb you forgot was cool. Stow is that quiet kid in high school who grew up and got ripped, now owns a brewery. It's got parks, trails, and the kind of laid-back charm that makes you wonder why everyone is so stressed. And you'll have space, peace, and just enough weird town quirks to keep you entertained, like people still calling it Stow Kent, even though they haven't merged in 40 years. Yeah, all right, I mean, Stow's very residential, suburban. It's a great place, very quiet, but it's one of those underrated places that people don't really give a chance. Macedonia, home of confused GPS and surprising vibes. Macedonia is where all the directions sound fake. Island this, valley that, Northfield here. Your GPS basically just says, good luck. But still enough land for your dog to think he lives on a farm. Bonus, there's a massive movie theater, a couple solid gyms, and a vibe that says, we're chill, but we still shovel our sidewalks. All right. Yeah, Macedonia is awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna really complain much about those. But Cuyahoga Falls, nature, breweries, and mispronunciations. True. First, it's Cuyahoga Falls. Yes, we know it's Ohio, not Hogwarts. I guess, yeah, if someone looks at that phone, they definitely do say it wrong. I've had some weird sayings of that. Second of all, it's a sleeper hit. Great downtown, killer Metro Parks access, and a growing brewery scene. I 100% agree with that. Cuyahoga Falls is definitely a sleeper, and I don't know why. If you know any of the areas, if you know Lakewood, it's almost like that. Think about those type of homes in Cuyahoga Falls, but they have a beautiful downtown space. I don't know why it's a sleeper. You have National Valley Park there. It's, don't ask me, but it's definitely a sleeper. I think it's just probably because of the distance from downtown Cleveland. Perfect for people who want Summit County charm without Akron's parking trauma. Plus, you can tell people live near waterfalls and sound cooler than you are. And then one last one, Old Brooklyn. It's like the 90s never left. Old Brooklyn is your friend who wears cargo shorts year-round and still rocks a flip phone, but it's affordable, improving, and way cooler than it lets on. 100% agree. Old Brooklyn is still, it's growing, it's building up, and it's really cool. I did a video on this as well, and it's a lot within, right? The community are the ones spearheading this big renovation of it. It's really cool, actually. I highly recommend. All right, next up, why people are staying, why people love it. So we're flipping the script now. We just kind of allowed the roast go on and on about suburbs and the city itself, but let's talk about why people love it. Number one, affordability. Median home price in Cleveland is about $140,000 to $180,000. So try that in LA and you'll get a doormat with a mortgage. Yeah, I agree. Now this is gonna be Cleveland proper, greater Cleveland suburbs. But you still can buy a home under $250,000. That sentence alone disqualifies 90% of the US cities. From Lakewood charm to Solon schools to Stow space, there's a fit for everyone without selling your organs. Yes, so there are still homes that you're gonna be able to find in the suburbs for under $250,000. So it is a huge positive, or if you're a first-time home buyer, you have opportunities. We're not pricing you out of the market here. That sums up ChatGPT's roast of Cleveland, Ohio. Obviously, Cleveland isn't perfect, but what city is? We have quirks, potholes, snowstorms, and I haven't included, but in Avon you can find a weird castle theme, just a weird castle, just chilling. But we also have an amazing community character and one of the more affordable and livable lifestyles in the country. So you can't hate on it. Come and visit, check it out. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, but if you're curious about making the move to Cleveland, Ohio, if you're curious about learning anything more about Cleveland, Ohio that I didn't cover, make sure to reach out, give me a call, text me, email, whatever it may be. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And once again, make sure that you put some roasts in the comments below. I don't care about me, Cleveland, whatever it may be. I'm happy to hear it. I would love to hear it, I guess, think, hope. But nonetheless, it would be fun. And if this helped, or if this is a fun video, share it with friends, family, or anyone that might be interested. But nonetheless, please do stay tuned to the next video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know what you want to hear about next. Alrighty, on to the next video.